Hey guys, I just want to go over a few of the types of questions you're going to see in the homework that might be kind of confusing. So let's back up a little bit and talk about how we solve something like this. If we have 3x equals 12 and we want to solve for x, then we have to divide both sides by 3. And then those cancel out and it gives us our solution, which is x equals 4. And we can plug that in and check our answer. Our original equation was 3x equals 12. Our solution was x equals 4. If we plug the 4 in there, then 3 times 4 equals 12. So that works out pretty easily, right? So whenever you see a number next to a letter, draw a line, put the same number on the bottom. Those cancel out. X is equal to 4. All right, now let's say we have something like this. X divided by 2 equals 12. Well, here I want to do the opposite of dividing by 2. So the opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. So I multiply both sides by 2. Now these 2's cancel, just like those 3's canceled, and it leaves us our x is equal to 24. Now what would happen if we had an equation where x got multiplied by 3 and it also got divided by 2? Well, to undo, so let's say it's a 3 over 2 times x equals 12. So to undo this multiplying by 3, I'm going to divide it by 3. Just like here, we divided it by 3. And now to undo this dividing by 2, we have to do what we did here and multiply by 2. And if I multiply that side by 2/3, I multiply this side by 2/3. Now there's a fancy word for this. It's called the reciprocal. The reciprocal is what happens when you get a fraction and you turn it upside down. So here we got 2/3 times 3/2. Well, what's going to happen? Well, these 2's cancel out and the 3's cancel out, and we have x equals 2/3 times 12. So how do we do 2/3 times 12? That's the same thing as 2/3 times 12 over 1. And now when you multiply fractions, you multiply the tops of the fractions across. 2 times 12 is 24. And you multiply the bottoms of the fractions. 3 times 1 is 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So now let's do an actual question from the assignment. We have negative 1 over 4p is equal to 6. So this is the number p multiplied by negative 1/4. So I've got to do the opposite of this. So we're going to multiply it by negative 4 over 1. And we're going to multiply this by negative 4 over 1. So what happens? Well, the 4 and the 4 are going to cancel out. The 1 and the 1 cancel out, and the negative and negative make a positive, and that whole thing just gets wiped away, leaving behind the letter p. So now I have p is equal to whatever 6 times negative 4 over 1 is. Well, 6 is 6 over 1. So again, with fractions, you multiply the tops across. 6 times negative 4, negative 24, and 1 times 1 is just 1. And so your answer is p equals negative 24. What if we had something like this? 48 equals 3/5 x. Well, I want to get rid of the 3/5, so I'm going to multiply it by, here's that word again, the reciprocal, which is the fraction turned upside down. So that's 5 over 3. We got 5 over 3. Multiply the 5's cancel, the 3's cancel, and x is whatever 48 times 5 divided by 3 is. So on a calculator, you do 48 times 5, divide that by 3, and whatever that number turns out to be will be your final answer. All right, let me take a look through here and see if there's any other ones that are kind of tricky. What if I have like y plus 1/4 equals 2? I want to get y by itself, so we're going to subtract a fourth, subtract a fourth. So y equals 2 minus 1/4. And what I would suggest is just typing this into a calculator. Okay, I think that's it.